Okay, I know you want to learn more about iOS 17, and I will say that I am extremely excited about this update. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 main features expected. Before we get started, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of content and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Set App is an incredible cross-platform suite which gives you access to over 200 iOS and macOS applications without any additional cost. You only need to pay for your subscription and choose the apps that you would like to use. Now, a great benefit is that you can start a free trial when you use my affiliate link listed down below in the description. So starting off, I know that many of you may be worried that older iPhones will not have support for the new update, but I do have great news for you because if you own the iPhones 8 or 8 Plus or iPhone 10, yes, it will have support for iOS 17. Pretty much all iPhone models that currently support iOS 16 will also support iOS 17. Talking about announcement and availability, iOS 17 will be announced on June 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time at this year's WWDC. And if you're curious to learn when it will be available, it will be around September with the release of the new iPhones, the iPhones 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, and 15 Pro Max. Now, of course, this update will bring better performance and efficiency to the iPhones, but let's dive into the 5 main features. First one, iOS 17 may turn the iPhone into a smart home display. This information was recently shared by Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, and he said that when the iPhone is not in use and positioned in a horizontal orientation, the iPhone will show information that includes calendar appointments, weather data, notifications, and more, allowing it to serve as a home data hub. He also said that the smart home interface will show up when the iPhone is attached to a MagSafe charging stand, and it will mimic what users might see with a device like the Echo Show or Google Nest Hub. The functionality will build on the widget options that Apple added to the lock screen in iOS 16. This is a render posted by Apple Hub, and this is kind of like what the feature may look like. Of course, we're not 100% sure how this is going to look like, but here we can have an idea. I believe this is a great new feature because it will allow users to check to have more information on the lock screen and not only notifications and the time. If you think about the widgets, for example, you can have even more of what's showing on this render. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a big feature. Feature number 2 is still related to the lock screen, but besides the smart home display, iOS 17 may include other lock screen features, such as font size options and maybe the addition of new font options, a button to share the lock screen designs with other users, which is definitely a plus, Apple Music lyrics, and redesigned Maps lock screen, such as this one that I'm currently showing you. As it says here, iOS 17 will introduce a new iPhone experience for Apple Maps that integrates detailed turn-by-turn directions to the lock screen without taking over the display. And this was claimed by a leaker that allegedly has inside information. Here we can see the other possibility for the lock screen. So lock screen font size options, the button to share custom lock screen, Apple Music lyrics, and here are other features expected on iOS 17. And if you are an iPad user, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this because it looks like the iPads are going to get the iPhone style lock screen customization options that became available with iOS 16. And also this will be, of course, with the launch of iPadOS 17. I'm not sure if the new smart home display will be available on the iPad as well or not, but it would be pretty awesome. And of course, we already heard that Apple may update the Health app and change the interface, which will already be pretty good because currently the Health app is not the best, but I am interested in the mood tracker feature. And apparently this will allow users the ability to track their mood, answer questions about their day, and view the results over time. Once I read about this, I kind of thought about the Oura ring that tells you how stressed you are and things like that. So I'm interested to learn more about this, and I kind of think that it's going to be something similar. But at the same time, I feel like this will be available for Apple Watch users. I'm not really sure how this would work by only using the iPhone. So I'm looking forward to the event and to learning more about how the mood tracker is going to work. But now I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about this mood tracker feature? And also, I want to learn what feature you're most excited to see on iOS 17. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let's keep going. Feature number 4, Dynamic Island improvements. Apple is rumored to be working into making the dynamic island even better than it already is. And as soon as Apple released the dynamic island with the iPhones 14 Pro and Pro Max, I kept thinking, why don't we get notifications on the dynamic island? Why isn't it like this? And it looks like this is coming right now on iOS 17. The notifications would look something like this, and I feel like it looks extremely clean. It looks a lot better than the current notifications that we have. Of course, this will be limited to the iPhones that have the dynamic island, so iPhones 14 Pro and Pro Max, and the whole iPhone 15 lineup, or of course, newer. As we saw here, the Siri interface may also move to the dynamic island, and this is how this animation could possibly look like. I just like the notifications. I feel like it looks a lot better. It looks clean, so I'm looking forward to it. And last but not least, feature number 5, active widgets. Yes, the widgets are already available, but there's nothing much you can do. There's not a lot of things that you can do to interact with the widgets, right? So right now, Apple is supposedly considering interactive widgets for iOS 17. Basically, widgets could include one-tap buttons, sliders, and more. And also something that I would like to see is more size options for the widgets, because currently we don't have that many options. We have the square one that is showing up right here on this render. We have the long one that is currently shown with the weather, and we have a bigger one that it's not shown at the image right here. But I would love to see smaller options that would take the space of 2 applications, for example, either horizontally or vertically, because I feel like we don't have that many options at the moment. But again, let me know what you think and which feature you're extremely excited about. And I will be here right after the event on June 5th to tell you everything that Apple announced, all of the main announcements and releases. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.